Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Golden Age Stories um, stream. We are playing Mage the Ascension, Technogate 1999, where we had last left our heroes. They had done kind of a singing episode where reality got kind of bent all out of shape, and they ended up basically taking on a vampire that claims that he is trying to destroy the source of vicissitude, and he believes it to be on the planet that the people are trying, or the heroes are trying to currently go to. So we're starting off with them back on their ship. They have the vampire in a room, kind of locked up, and the crew believes that he is a human that they picked up in this realm that helped them, break the spell around the ship that made it crash land. And now you guys are back off into outer space. You are on day 2 of your 3-week trip to the planet of Flesh, and we're gonna kind of start off there. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of a round here. So starting off with Phaedra, why don't you give us a little bit of a description of your character and a little background? Are you with us, Phaedra, or?
Oh, can you not hear me?
Nope, I can
Hold
hear you
on.
now.
Okay. Phaedra is a 27-year-old black female from Vegas. She joined the tech to hunt down.
You're starting to break in and out a little bit.
Can you hear me? I am on phone instead of my computer. Should I just start over?
Yeah, let's try one more time.
Phaedra is a 27-year-old black female from Vegas. She tracked down her mother up here and joined the Technocracy in order to defeat him. She is a progenitor, a scientific mage, I guess. Her appearance is usually super disheveled, whereas you can get from that's my character.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, sorry. Well, hopefully, yeah, the phone is always a rough thing to use for. It's like it cuts you off after a little while. It'll let you talk, but then it like kind of just goes dead after a little while. Just stops picking up the sound. Anyways, we'll go ahead and move on here, and so let's go to Tycho. Tell us a little bit about your character and in a description.
Tycho is a 24, 25-year-old white man, tall, lanky. He's always wearing big goggle-type glasses and lots of retro futuristic stuff that you would see in like old sci-fi movies. Lots of metallics. He grew up in the Madison construct. His mother worked for the R&D department, designing techno gadgets, hypertech. And his father was the legendary adventurer Buck Samsonite, who disappeared when Tycho was only 5 years old on a mission in space somewhere. And around the age of 18, Tycho was wrapped up into an adventure with some werewolves, and he ran around in the Umbra for about 4 or 5 years, and just recently came back. And his mom got him a job on a Technogate team, and now we're here.
Awesome. And Robert, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your character.
Robert Kell is a pretty mild-mannered, ordinary-looking guy. Average height, average build. Just white guy, kind of short, slicked back hair, always wearing a suit, always looking ready to go to work. Always carrying a big briefcase with him, but doesn't really stand out in a crowd exactly. Didn't really ever have much experience with the more eccentric side of the Technocracy, I guess you could say. Was brought in to assist with the Technogate group and kind of dove into the deep end and has been trying to deal with it since.
Awesome. All right. And Malakai, tell us a little bit about your character.
Yeah, Malakai is late 20s, 6 foot, disheveled. Likes to wear jeans and flannels. He grew up in a military household, got noticed by the Technocracy. Had made some friends with, unbeknownst to him at the time, some reality deviants, which ended up putting him in hot water with the Technocracy. He got shifted sideways, where he was put onto security detail for the civilian team TG-42.
Sweet. Yeah. All right. So this is Team TG Team 42. They are of the technocratic construct Technogate, which is out of Madison, Wisconsin. It is a void engineer construct that basically has a black hole that they have encased in a machine that allows them to transport across the greater reaches of space and other dimensions. So, you guys are on the ship. What now that you guys are the spell is kind of worn off a little bit and you're more kind of back to it, Robert, I want you though to make a willpower roll, difficulty of 8. Because he was in some kind of weird trancey type thing that he was going through in the last episode, so we're gonna see if we can get him out of this this marauder state that he's kind of entered himself into. I think you're on mute if you're talking.
I have been talking to you on mute. All right, I found my willpower button all on my own, so I'm just about to click it, and wow, no successes.
All right, I am going to allow you to do that again at a difficulty of 9 now.
This should go well.
You do have the ability to spend a willpower point.
Yeah, can I spend a willpower on a willpower roll?
Yes, you
because
can.
I would like to. All right, I'm going to do that. That's one success right there.
That is your one success that you needed in order to accomplish the task. You kind of break yourself from the trance in the end, and it kind of like dispels like, a lot of the feelings that you guys kind of had of just freedom of reality to be able to bend it to your whimsical musical whims. And now you guys are kind of back to normal. You've got a vampire in your hold. You're heading to a planet of flesh that supposedly is the origin of vicissitude. What do you want to do now? I guess the crew kind of thinks that he's a human that you found on the planet.
I think we should have a conference and talk about how we're going to play this. Does anybody have any concerns?
So many.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
many. I can't even articulate the many.
Is the first concern that we have a very powerful vampire on board?
Uncontrolled.
Well, he wants something that, in order to get off of his realm, his planet, sorry, we kind of needed his help, right?
Yeah, and he kind of seems to want our help a little bit, at least to find this place.
Yeah. Phaedra, what was this whole thing about vicissitude? I'm not sure I totally understand that. Is that some sort of vampire thing?
It is, and yet it isn't, from what I can gather. When I drank that vial, I had a sense.
You had a sense that what?
It felt like something entered my, almost parasitic.
That's not
Have
good.
we studied that?
I'm working on it.
And what did we learn from Alucard on his planet? It was something like this power that some vampires have isn't actually vampiric. It's some sort of disease that they have.
It's a parasite. Symbiotic.
I think you said symbiotic. Just got to yell into that phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are we dealing with the vampire? What's the current situation? He's got his own room, and we told him to pretend to be a human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that as long as we play nice, he can also be nice. Hopefully,
Yeah.
the
Treat
words
him
coming out of
like
my mouth.
you would anyone else. Don't allow him in my life.
Okay, so he's not allowed in your lab.
Well, and like the armory and the bridge and the engine room, any place where there's important stuff. He should just stay in his room and the mess, I guess, the mess hall.
Okay, so he has access to the common areas.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe one of us should go and explain that to him?
Robert.
Oh yeah. I mean, why not? I kind of got us into this.
By the way, Robert, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a little, maybe too good. So I'm reining it in, I think. How are you guys feeling? Because I mean, I'm gonna put it out there. You belted that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Did I sing?
You did repeatedly.
Yeah, it's kind of blurry, but yeah, I remember bits.
Phaedra, were you like testing something out while we were out there? Things just kind of got a little weird.
Weird is an understatement. But yes.
Maybe while you go to talk to Alucard, maybe we do some science and scan our minds to see what happened.
Yeah, I definitely plan on doing a quick scan on myself as well, but I think I'll go make sure our guest isn't trying to break out already or something.
Yeah.
I will go with you as
yeah, I would appreciate that.
Yeah. And while you're doing that, I'll go make sure that the captain knows the situation, without telling her that the guy is not entirely human.
Awesome.
Well,
All right. So I think we'll start then with Robert and Malakai. So you guys arrive at the room of the vampire, Alucard, aboard your spaceship. So do you guys have guards posted outside right now, or did you just leave it locked?
Do we have guard? How big is the ship? Do we have guards on the
Well,
ship?
if we're going to tell the captain right now, I'm assuming we didn't really get a security detail.
Good point. Very good point. All right, so the door is, just locked right now, so you can go ahead and pass your security code and unlock it, and enter in. When you guys enter in, you see Alucard. He's with his long white hair, kind of sitting back on on one of your chairs, facing towards the door. He's got his, Transylvanian like looking, cloak and, very old looking wardrobe that he currently is wearing with his scepter, and he's looking down at it, and he looks up at you two as you enter, and you see him just go, with this bewilderment look in his face. He just stares at you and he says, "What have you done to me?"
I was kind of hoping you might be able to tell me the same thing. I thought maybe that was your whole thing.
You mages come into my realm. You disrupt my work. You kidnap me. And you say that it's my
hold
work?
on. I don't know that we kidnapped you. I think you came with us willingly under an agreement.
Am I to trust this agreement? I am locked away in this room.
I mean, you have access to all the common areas if you'd like. We're not trying to make you a prisoner here. I hope I can honor this agreement. I hope I can trust this agreement. Can I trust you to hold our agreement? Are you going to behave here and pretend to be a human if we take you to this planet?
I do not like the circumstances in which I am here. However,
I don't necessarily like them either.
Well, then it is something that we can agree on.
See,
However,
finding common ground already.
And I do agree that the mission here is to destroy the planet. And as long as that is the ultimate goal here, I am with you 100%.
Fantastic. I'm sure my friends will be delighted to hear that. Is there anything I can get you right away?
Blood. Preferably fresh.
I don't know how much fresh blood we have on board, but I can talk to Phaedra about whipping you something up. Can I get back to you on that one?
Yeah, that is fine. He kind of smiles with the
She's pretty good at what she does.
Interesting. We will see what concoctions you techno mages can build.
Say, after we go and destroy this planet, are you going to need a ride back, or do you got the return trip to your, your house or castle or?
He says, he kind of thinks about it for a minute and says, I would, since we are destroying the planet, and the creature that inhabits it, interesting. No, I will find my own way off the planet. I have some ways. And he thinks for a moment.
All right, well, if everything goes to plan, I don't think we're going to have any issue giving you a ride back. If we all play our parts and do our things. We do have, we got some other, we got to do, I don't know how to describe it. We do have some other work to do at this planet, but knowing what, you told us in that song, which was very nice, by the way. I'm sure we're going to
It
want
was
to
a
keep
fantastic song.
Yeah, we're gonna want to keep.
What did I tell you in my song, by the way?
Oh, it was a glorious piece where you discuss the origins of vicissitude, the problems that it's caused for your clan, and that it seems that this planet is the possibly, or is, I'm not sure which one, the origins of.
And if possible, I would love to pick your brain about this vicissitude at some point.
Well, how long is our trip?
A couple weeks at least.
How long was I out? I know I was meditating for a while. How long have we been out?
I think this is like day 3. Maybe
Felt
day 4.
a lot longer than that.
Yeah, so we have.
Okay, yeah. We have time to talk.
Yeah.
Well, I am not opposed to giving you information that will help us destroy this creature that we are about to go and encounter.
Wait, there's a creature at this planet?
The planet is the creature.
Equally terrifying.
Yeah, that didn't reassure me. Okay, we might need to talk about that a little further too. For now, let me go talk to Phaedra about making sure that we can do something for your food and everything, because we don't need you going hungry while you're hanging out here.
It would be best for both of us.
Everybody
Fantastic.
does the same awkward laugh.
Yeah. Like I said, common areas are open. There will be a guard duty posted outside your door once we have a chance to talk to the captain. Don't take that the wrong way. He's mostly just there to make sure you can find your way around.
I look forward to your hospitality.
Sure, this doesn't need to be said, but maybe give the crew a wide berth.
I plan on staying here.
Yeah, I think it'll be honestly best for everybody. Catch that throwback. All right. Yeah, I mean that he seems amicable so far.
Let's
let Phaedra and Tycho and
perfect time to cut over them because I have to step away for a second.
All right, cool. All right, so Phaedra and Tycho, you guys are heading up to the bridge to go talk to the captain.
What was the captain's name again?
Rebecca.
She had a
what
last name?
I believe Williams, I believe. I can double check that real quick here pretty easily.
Oh.
She was one of the first characters. Yeah, Rebecca Williams.
Okay. Well, I just assuming she's on the bridge, I just go to the bridge and I'll be like, Captain Williams, I see we're back underway. Just wanted to have a chat with you, make sure we're on the same page. I'm sure you've been informed already that we have brought a guest on board. I wanted to make sure that everything is, going to protocol from your perspective.
Well, whenever we fly around and do these missions, I always find that there is always some level of interesting encounters and protocols that need to be bent as needed. I don't quite understand how we got off the planet or how this individual that you found is related to everything that is going on here, but it is not my job to know these things, to be honest. You are in charge of the missions here. I am but your assistance to get you to where you need to crew the ship as needed and to ensure passage through these lands. You are of the authority here in this regard.
Yes, it seems that just by going to this destination, the intention of going to it seems to have drawn us to that individual. I'm sure once all of the scientific data is analyzed, we'll be able to figure out exactly how that happened. But at this point, that individual seems to know about the place we're going in and has some intentions that align with ours. Currently, Robert and Malakai are talking to him, and we're going to be giving him access to the common areas. And he's already said that he's going to, actually, let me just bring up the message from them. He's agreed to mostly stay in his room and what is this? Avoid the crew. Yes. Okay. So if you want to send a message out to the crew and let them know that we do have a guest, and to just probably best to avoid him for various reasons.
Not a problem. I will do so.
Do you have any questions for us?
Just don't cause any problems. I hope he doesn't cause any problems, but is there anything that we need to know about this individual? Do they have any, are they a reality deviant? Do they have any powers that we should be worried about? Any monitoring that we should be doing to ensure that they are...
Let's go with let the crew know to avoid him if they see him, and further directives, recommendations will be forthcoming.
Sounds good.
And
I
is
would
it
just add, if there seems to be that individual is, contact me immediately.
Will do. All right, and with that, the crew, gets informed about what's going on, and the group can meet back up in their. You guys have like a common area that connects all 4 of your rooms together. It's like a special area of the ship that is built for you guys as like you. So you have a common area. And then that kind of shoots off, and there's a main hallway, and that's where he's staying, like right next to that. And then the rest of that area is like crew quarters and stuff like that. Couple hallways. So the living room area that you have has like a really cushy couch. It's probably about 300 feet by 300. Well, no, about 100 feet by 100 feet. 100 feet square. Well, I would say 100 feet in diameter, and it's like a round common room. With 4 rooms that are coming off of it. It has like a round couch, big screen TV, bunch of different like little like computer station areas for probably like 5 computer station areas, as well as like a living room kind of setup. Everything's all white and new and has that new car smell to it.
okay? All right. So Robert and Malakai, you went to talk to him. I saw your message. He's going to avoid people and mostly stay in his room.
I think we're on the same page. Definitely primary concern, Phaedra. How quick do you think you could get some blood or something like it for him to not go hungry?
I mean, what's his preference? Oh, is it like positive or negative?
So you think you like not a big deal? You could probably just whip up some whatever he wants.
Depends on how you want me to get it. Because my problem is I don't know what his powers, that if I was to just donate my own, would that be?
Well, does it have to be human blood for vampires? Do you know enough about them to know? I mean, I'm sure he won't be super happy, but
I would rather keep him.
what?
I said I would rather keep him happy right now.
Oh, okay. No, that's fair.
I don't know how to stop him if he's.
This might be an amazing opportunity. He seems to be, compliant. He wants one of the same thing. He's coming along for the thing. This might be an opportunity to find out, what are the. I mean, you already know quite a bit about this vampire blood. This is an opportunity to find out more.
See, I would agree with you on paper, but I also like living, and I feel like this is an icker. How far can I the side?
How far? What?
How close to the sun are we willing to fly?
Yep.
Well, we do have to deal with the fact that he asked for blood.
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah, and all I'm saying is, maybe the blood that you offer him isn't to his liking. Maybe he'll help you kind of figure out what's wrong with it. Just in case. If what you give him is good, then we know more just with that.
Okay.
All right, Phaedra. So, what kind of blood are you going to try and get for this guy, or are you guys gonna continue talking as well?
No, I think we're gonna make some blood.
All right. So, Phaedra, what's your first attempt at giving blood to this man?
I'd offer you my arm, but
no. I mean, I'd be.
We did not hear the rest of that.
What part did you hear?
Nothing.
I'll be.
Okay. I'll be surprised if I haven't gotten bags of blood already available, seeing as like I'm always messing around with vampire blood and I need a grass. But I would just, if I don't have any, my staff donate blood. Just tell them it's in.
Yeah, if you saying that you would have like already a blood supply on hand, which makes sense for the way that your character's been researching vampires and stuff like that. So yeah, you already have, so it sounds like you would already have a batch of blood that you probably already have that's human, straight up out of your assistance.
Yeah.
So you could just clone some of that, or just give him it straight.
I don't know. Does he want?
Are we worried about our volume of supply at all?
No, I can keep making synthetic blood, but I don't know. Do you want to make him something nice? Probably splice two different types together.
I'm just wondering if the synthetic blood is going to work.
We could give him a flight and actually do it kind of as a experiment, like give him a few different types in a synthetic and see what happens.
See if he can pick it up. It's good. As long as he doesn't feel put off by us experimenting by giving him flights of blood.
I mean, would anyone be mad for getting flights of their favorite drink?
Yeah. I can mix some A, B, and some O.
If someone walked up to me and they were like, "Would you like 4 different whiskeys?" and I found out that it was them trying to test whether theirs was better, I wouldn't be mad.
I also would not be mad. You're right.
But I think I'm not sure if this is in game or out of game. Let's go in game.
Yeah, no, this is in game.
The thing that I'm worried about is, what if somebody came to you with 5 flasks of alcohol, and one of them was denatured isopropyl? Like, you wouldn't like that, would you? I'm worried that the synthetic blood, like there might be a property of human blood that we don't understand.
That's
that
fair.
Is toxic to him if it's not there.
I would be really fucking surprised if he didn't notice it.
Yeah.
You
But,
give him the 5 times.
But even if he does notice it, that might be kind of offensive.
well, we could preface it with like,
You don't want.
True.
Or what
Here's
you-
a few that we've chosen from our blood bag selection, and if you are interested in going the more economical route in spirit of keeping our medical supplies up, since you were kind of an unplanned visitor, here is some top shelf synthetic blood as generated by our resident body wizard.
I would rather be pharmacist, thank you.
That's a way better word for it. Just give him the whole like Ritz experience.
And we still have.
I'll go in the lab and test some stuff out.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So-
So for synthetic blood, if you're going to be, what's the? I'm guessing you're kind of making like the chemical compounds and stuff like that. So if you did like a medicine plus intelligence roll, I'm gonna do difficulty 8.
And someone roll that for me, because I'm on my phone.
Let's see here.
I think I've got it. Let
Okay.
me see here. Intelligence medicine. Difficulty 6.
8.
It's a good roll. 6 dice. 2 successes.
All right. So, Phaedra, yeah, you get like kind of an idea here. You've got life 3. You have the samples of blood and stuff like that, all the stuff that you'd really need in order to synthesize all this stuff. So give me an arete roll then. Difficulty, let's see. So that would normally be 6, so we were going to bring it down 1 for the 2 successes that you got. 1 to succeed and 1 extra in order to lower the difficulty. So you can go ahead and roll arete difficulty of 5.
All right, I got it. Holy shit.
Wow.
That's a damn good drink.
Shit. So yeah, you got 6 successes off of that.
I rolled 2 10s.
Solid. So yeah, I'm going to say that you're able to synthesize what you would say as, what's the most thought after? What is that, typo negative, or is it O or O negative?
I think
The
it's O
universal donor.
Oh, negative.
O negative.
Yeah, but I would probably want to go with the rarest.
Oh.
Like a true connoisseur.
Yep.
I like that.
Why
Is
would you
that-
go with O? O's like water.
Nice.
AB negative is the rarest. There you go.
AB negative. All right, so not a problem. You're able to synthesize that up, and you, to the best of your knowledge, you've got, I would say, at least what a vampire would consider 3 blood points, worth of very, pure blood.
Can I retcon that?
Yeah, sure.
RH null. Contains no RH antigens on the red blood cell. Rarest blood group in the world with less than 50 individuals alive at a time having it. It was first seen in Aboriginal Australians.
Holy shit.
Wow, learn something new on Technogate every day. Interesting. Yeah, I would say with the successes that you got off of that, I'll allow it. That's for sure. All right, so are you going to present him just that blood, or are you going to present him the idea that he can have normal blood or try this? I would.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right.
Ask him what he would prefer.
So you guys arrive back at the place. You've got a blood bag, probably of normal human blood, and then another blood bag filled with this super rare blood. He kind of looks at you as you kind of enter, and he goes, "Interesting. What have you brought me? I was expecting a human, but bags. Interesting."
More portable.
Well, what do you have for me here?
So, to make sure that things are discreet, we are going to the back, bringing in a whole lot more than it needs to be. But I did make 2 different options for you. You can go with normal person's blood, blood type unknown. Got it. They're really very heavy on my resources, so I don't really have any. Or I've come up with a brand new concoction, the synthetic blood, that might be more appealing to you if you want to take a look.
Interesting. Is it dangerous?
Nope. I have tested it completely. Do you have allergy to deal with?
Well, is this something that you concocted in a lab, or is this something that you just found one of these rare individuals and siphoned it from them?
I concocted. Heavily researched.
I am intrigued to see what will happen if I drink your technocratic concoction.
Go ahead and take a swig. I will monitor you and make sure no effects.
He takes the bag and he kind of takes a finger and claws open a little section of it and smells. Interesting. I've heard of this blood type, but I've never seen it in reality. You were able to synthesize quite a bit, it seems, here. And he takes a dip of his finger into it and puts it onto his tongue, and he says, everything but the soul. I'm sorry, I'll take the other bag.
Really?
I wondered if we had to infuse it with some prime, if that would help. If that would give the essence, but
actually,
I never heard.
Could I try?
Oh, if you would like to go back and get another attempt at making this truly human blood, you have at it. If I could try the other blood bag, though, please.
Yeah, go for it.
He does the same thing, and he's like, yes, 100% human, slightly enhanced.
We only source our blood from free range humans. Don't worry.
That is fascinating. Would not have thought of that. All right, I got to go back to the lab.
All right, so you are back at the lab. And I believe that you were thinking of adding prime into all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put a dot of quintessence into the blood.
So I believe we are going to need prime 3 for that. Prime 2 possibly, I could see an argument for. Prime 3 would be more solid.
What is my prime level at?
2.
I have 3. Yep.
So if you wanted to work with Malakai...
What I want to do is I'm gonna still stick with the synthetic, but what I want to do is I want to take a sample of
Malakai's
and
blood.
contrast it with the synthetic to try to isolate what.
Oh, interesting. So do you want to
So
take
that way
Malakai's blood, or do you want to take normal human blood?
I want to go with Malakai's just because he's more in tune with prime sphere.
Okay. Okay, so kind of using him kind of almost as I could see how that kind of test subject kind of system would almost be it would almost probably jive with him in the paradigm kind of sense, so that he could do his magic alongside of you.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you say to that, Malakai?
Yeah, I have a lot of blood. I can donate a little bit.
All right, so you guys kind of go through this process of test subject and an experimenter in order to try and figure out what the difference between the synthetic blood and your blood is. Both of you give me an Arate roll. I'm going to go with a difficulty of 6. Just straight up Arate.
Possible to use quintessence?
Quintessence is possible. Yep. And Phaedra is just like, I'm gonna whack this out of the ballpark.
Somebody else to roll.
Yeah, I'm rolling really well for Phaedra.
All right, so I spent 2 quintessence to bring it down to 4.
Okay.
And
Jesus Christ.
That is
Make a clone now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
So with your guys' combined study that you've done here, the missing element that you would need in order to synthesize what you believe the closest that you could get to anything human would be 1 point of quiescence per point of blood that you would want to synthesize. You are still not sure if you would get it to 100%. You seem to be etching around 99.9%. You never seem to be able to get that 100. But you're right at that cusp of, there is a way of detecting that there is a difference between the two for advanced science, but it's about as close as you're ever gonna get.
And I feel like he wouldn't care at that moment. Going.
I feel like he's either going to tell us it's good enough or it's not. Like we either got it or we didn't. Did we make a batch to let him test in that magic?
So you'll have to spend 1 quiescence point per blood point that you want to create. But at this point, I'll let you create blood using 1 point of quiescence per blood point that you want to create to, for as much quiescence as you kind of want to pump into this. You've kind of got like a lab now that creates synthesized blood using quiescence and advanced science.
I have 1 available, or I could meditate and get more. Unless we got some of that holy water. Oh, holy water is probably bad for as tasks for. It may have some resonance to it.
Hey, did we bring that portable node that we got in Pangea?
Yeah, you guys would have the portable node.
Yeah,
because you guys we're talking about moving that onto here a long time ago.
Yeah, we kind of took over the ship. which it's an awesome ship. It's sweet. But so yeah, I can supply one without meditating.
How
With
many do I have
meditating,
left?
with meditation, I can provide as many as we want.
Well, I'd say let's go with one for now and see if it works.
How do you have? You got a ton of. If I'm reading, I don't know if I'm reading this correctly.
Phaedra doesn't have Prime 3, though. But according to her character sheet, she is at 7 quintessence on her pattern, which doesn't make any sense.
How many quintessence am I?
Your max is usually your genius.
Yeah,
unless you want to overcharge yourself.
Which you need Prime 3 to do.
And we were
I
doing
didn't
it
do
that
that.
you could do it at Prime 1, I believe.
Yeah, But
so-
once we looked into it,
Yeah, it's still confusing on that, to be honest. But
Mhm.
in general, though, we're gonna say, yeah, just we'll put you at your genius level.
All right, I'll take it down here.
Okay. So then you could put up 2 points and still have one in the tank. I'm keeping one in the tank as well, just because I don't like rolling around with none.
Yeah, for now,
uh,
we'll just blow up 1 point.
Okay, so let's
Okay.
each put in a point, and we'll then have. I'll do the work to make it work to get the things, frequency aligned. But we'll just get 2 blood points worth for him. I feel like that's a good starting point, at least for this test, and then we'll see how it goes, and we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good. All right, so that means you're creating 4 blood points for him then.
I thought it was one to one. I thought was the ratio we
Right.
needed.
So,
All right, then
just one.
then we'll
blood,
just make. Yeah, we're just gonna make two blood points then.
2 blood points. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys arrive with another, smaller blood bag here, and kind of say, "All right." He kind of looks up. He's like, "All right, time for round 2."
Can we say
hopefully
this is
this-
taking a few days?
Yeah, we could say this is taking a while. Yeah, we'll say that it's taken a week to really perfect your art here. And you've gotten it to the point here. Are any of you guys going to interact with them before that week ends, though?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna keep referencing like the contrast between the 2 bloods. I'm gonna ask him a little bit about
A little bit about what?
the vicissitude.
What would you like to know about vicissitude?
From what I gathered, it's very parasitic. How did it come into contact with your clan?
Well, long ago, there was adventures into the Dark Umbra, or the Deep Umbra, that was conducted by some of our clansmates, along with another group. And they encountered, from my understanding, is that the person that contracted it originally brought it back and didn't know what it was. And once the knowledge of what it was got out, it was too late, and our clan had already been infected. And then the Sabbat decided had invented a way to break the power of the blood bond through vinculum, which is the mixing of vampires' bloods and then into one cauldron, and then all of them drink from that cauldron, which then spread the disease throughout the entirety of the Sabbat almost. And to this day, I believe a majority of vampires are infected with this and don't even know it, as well as a large chunk of humans. the these creatures that are created afterwards can gain full control of the host eventually, discarding all that once was and making it irretrievable.
Does he have it?
We are recording all of this.
Yeah, does he have it? Did he admit that already, or?
I do not have it. My organization has cleansed all that we find within our organization that had the vicissitude. I am of old clan Zamisi. Those of us who are without vicissitude are the only ones that belong to the organization that I belong to.
Did he say the name of that, or I didn't catch the name.
The name of my organization?
Yeah. Or whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to get a complete picture.
Well, we have many names, but you can call us the Black Hand.
Ooh, that's in a book that I've read about, or I've read.
That Malakai read?
Yeah. It's the 90s. Sauron existed. Or Tolkien existed.
Wait, the Black Hand was in Tolkien?
Isn't it? Isn't the Black Hand the name of the orcs that underneath Sauron? No, he had a white hand. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. I get my stories confused.
I mean, there was the Black Hand of Sauron, but that's what Gollum called it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I ignore me.
he looks at you inquisitively like, "Oh, you know about us. That's interesting."
No, as it
and then you start talking about Tolkien and he's like, "Ah, yes. Tolkien. Absolutely. That is the organization that we belong
to." That's kind of neat that you got that he wrote about you, though. That's pretty slick.
Well, I guess you could compare us to Sauron, as we do have our eyes on everything.
Do you got one of those towers with a big eye on it? Because that's kind of...
That wasn't in the books.
Oh, when the movies come out, the movies were well after that, wasn't they? Never mind.
No, but we do control Enoch.
89?
I know.
Wait, like Enoch, like the guy that used to be alive and then became an angel without ever dying?
Close. Very related. I am talking
That's
of
the Bible story I've heard.
I'm talking of the first city, which is also in the Bible that you speak of.
Is that nearby?
Where we exist now, I would say that it is not near, nor is it far away.
Oh, yeah, that's... I got some friends who would always talk like that.
They say, though, that if you pierce the deep umbra enough, you will arrive to the dark umbra. So it is possible that we are closer than we would think.
So I don't suppose you'd give us a basic primer on this Black Hand, because...
Let us just say that we are the ones that truthfully control the Vampire Society. That is all that you need to know.
Huh.
Have you ever heard of this? No, never mind. I kid. You ever heard of this?
I was going to say, considering that my knowledge of vampires is already so limited, I'm like so lost because I don't even know how complex Vampire Society is. And this dude's like, yeah, I'm the man behind that curtain.
Yeah.
We're like, we don't even know the city.
I didn't even know, that existed. And now...
If we ever run into vampires again, we're going to seem so much more knowledgeable than we should be, and than we actually are.
And actually, they'll be like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, god damn it.
we mentioned the Black Hand, yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to make a point that I am not interacting with him. I am staying away. But I am watching him on monitors and listening to him and taking notes and, just possibly researching some of the things he's saying, analyzing body movements, temperatures, all that stuff.
Okay.
To get back on, you said you and your clanmate. How did you accomplish?
I'm sorry, you're cutting off at the last word that you say.
Oh, okay. You said that you've cleansed yourself of vicissitude. How did you accomplish that feat?
Oh, we cleansed our sect, our organization, by beheading all those that had it.
I was afraid that was. Yeah, I was afraid that was the thing.
Okay.
Well, we'll keep that as Plan B.
Is how do you believe you can end vicissitude by going to this planet monster?
So I believe that there is an origin to the vicissitude. Have you ever heard of the Eater of Souls? Or the... where did I have that written down?
I haven't, but the name is pretty self-explanatory, I think.
Are you familiar with the worm? And Tycho, you get to know about this, but everybody else, Tycho's talked maybe about this, so I guess everybody make an intelligence check, difficulty of 9. That's besides Tycho, of course.
Yeah, I think I probably would have couched it in like the werewolves referred to it as some sort of basic spirit of destruction, but it's more likely some sort of alien. Probably how I would
also
think of
add
it.
occult to my role.
Yeah, you can all add occult, an occult plus intelligence, difficulty 9.
Ooh, that helps me a lot. I actually am quite into the occult.
Michael, can you roll that for me?
Oh, let's see. Intelligence occult?
Yep.
I think somebody already doing it.
No, River was rolling his.
No, I just rolled mine.
Okay. I just saw one of the drop-down menus on Phaedra's character sheet change.
Oh, I am on Phaedra's sheet. That's not going to. She's the one who's into occult.
Well, I got 1 success total.
I got 1 dot in it. I'll give it a go.
Was it difficulty 9?
Yep, difficulty 9.
All right. Oh wow, Phaedra's also at 0.
All right, so Robert's the only one that really remembers Tycho talking about this at all, and basically you got what Tycho, is some kind of alien thing that exists out in deep space. Maybe it's corrupting and evil, or...
Okay. So we're heading to a planet made of flesh and bone that houses a parasite that's possibly houses a parasite that's responsible for the corruption of vampires across the known universe.
Oh, Malakai knows something.
Yeah, I finally got the dice pulled up. He was very confused.
Yep. But yeah, basically that's he says, well, this isn't the worm itself. It is just an aspect of the worm. There is a organization of werewolves back in the day that gathered and sacrificed their entire tribe in order to lock him away when he came here on the backs of the Zemisi. And now he is going to be trying to get back, I believe.
Seems reasonable. It's a pretty sweet place.
Yes.
Now, We're going to this planet because it possibly holds one of the nodes that is holding the shield over Altered Earth. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, so we're going to have to... I'll approach the subject at some point during our travels with him. They're like, all right, when we get there, we got to check out, you know, does he understand nodes, that kind of thing. But basically just saying that we can't just nuke it from orbit. We have to go down and take a look for our
Who
node,
says we
basically.
can't? Just it's a planet made of flesh and bone. We could just like set up gamma rays and give it cancer.
I think it might be more complicated than that, but
Might
that's
make it grow faster.
I mean, this guy wanted to come along for a reason. Does he? We need to ask him what his idea is, I think.
Yeah, how does he envision killing the planet?
Well, you see the scepter that I have here? And he shows you and he says, this has the ability to control my realm, and it also has the ability to destroy a realm. It is something that was given to me by one of the most powerful Euthanatos mages to exist back in the 17th century.
Oh.
It has two purposes. To destroy the Eater of Souls and control the realm that I use in order to find him.
Can you guys ask him how long he's been trying to find this realm?
How long you been looking for it?
My search started approximately 300 years ago, give or take.
Jeez, lucky we came along.
Yeah, if we didn't fall out of the sky, you'd well, let's not go there. But yeah, it is lucky that we came along.
Just to be clear, that scepter only destroys that one specific, right?
Tycho is in the monitor room, shaking his head, like, nope.
I'll say that I would only ever use it to destroy the realm of the thing that creates the Souleater.
Okay, well, that's kind of vague, but
I would like to scan that scepter.
does it work more than once, or is it kind of like a one-off deal?
It is a one-time action that it would be in order to destroy the realm.
I would assume so. I mean, that's got to take an incredible amount of power to destroy, take out a realm. I am impressed.
Can I use the ship's sensors to scan that scepter and see what kind of spheres it's giving off? Maybe a relative power level?
Yeah. Go ahead and make an just base Arate roll difficulty of 3.
Watch me totally fuck this one. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So you have everything except for you're missing one sphere, I believe, life, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't have life.
But yeah, it basically, from what you can tell, the likelihood that it doesn't have life is very low, but it has all of the spheres inside of it. And it has them all at the level of 5. And then it has some interesting connections, like correspondence and mind connections that are going to Alucard.
Okay, so this is definitely not one of those maybe we can kill him and take the magic item kind of deals. This is not that.
No, it doesn't seem to be that way. It seems to be attuned to Alucard specifically, and it definitely is made by an extremely powerful Euthanatos reality deviant.
Yeah. Like I said before, taking lots of notes, scribbling, drawings, speculations, starting my own notebook.
Very good, very good. All right, I think at this point we'll take a little bit of a break here. We'll take a little 10-minute break here and come back for part 2 of this episode. All right, welcome back to Technogate 1999. We are still on our way to the planet of flesh and bone, and the heroes here have been concocting a synthetic blood to try and feed the vampire with their concoction rather than the bountiful amount of blood that they still have anyways. But they thought this was a great little experiment. The vampire was going along with it. So you guys have your second batch now, and spent a week kind of building that up and having, conversations with them here and there about the organization, the Black Hand, that he belongs to. And oddly, he seems to be giving up, not a lot of information, but, some information. So you arrive with the new concoction of blood, and he dips his finger into it, smells it, takes a lick off of it, and says, "Interesting. You have found a way to at least find a way to what the fuck is the word that I'm looking for? Sustain me."
Synthesize?
Sustain.
Or something like that. Yes, I was looking for a different word. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. Anyways, yes, I have found something that will sustain me, and he takes a drink of the blood that you guys created for him, and he says, "Yes, this will do quite fine."
Well, I'm very pleased that you're pleased.
It is very interesting. I have never tasted blood quite like this. It has quite an aftertaste.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Can you describe it for me? Is that a good or a bad thing?
It seems to have a little bit of more kick than normal. I would say it is neither good nor bad. Just different.
Hmm. Wonder if I can make.
I don't think we caught that.
I said, I'm just mumbling to myself. I'm like, I wonder if I could make money off this somehow.
We could true blood it when you guys get back.
I was just thinking, did we just come up with the cure to like vampires needing humans?
Kinda.
Yeah, there's
I'd be fucking surprised
Tycho.
if Giovanni wasn't just chilling at my house. Like, hello.
You still need a lot of quintessence.
True.
I would like Tycho to pull up the before and after prime scans of his pattern. What's going on? Are
Yeah, can I
we
get
are we
something
are we
like that?
are we accidentally creating a supercharged vampire? Like,
So from what you're seeing, there is no real difference between, the scan that you got out of him before he drank the blood and after. It seems to be same kind of scan came back.
Okay, well, that's a good sign.
So when he said there was a kick, there doesn't seem to be any substantial effect.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hmm.
And then it is
Yeah.
also obviously, you say you've never tasted anything like it before. I assume that means that it's definitely, although sustaining, it's definitely new and different. You would never be able to pass this off as actual blood
Correct.
coming from a professional.
Yes, I would say that most of my kind would be able to identify this as something synthetic. Although I bet you they would be surprised that it does sustain them.
Yeah, especially if the synthetic stuff they've had in the past has been garbage. So then privately, or at least not in front of him, I'm going to ask Phaedra if she's interested in trying to get it so it is passable. I don't know what that would benefit us or how that might be useful, but
I mean, if we go about this in a careful way, depending on how close we want to have relations with certain individuals,
mhm.
it could benefit us in having ties with those individuals.
I kind of want to just keep him. One of my things is keeping him occupied, and so if we have this little game that we're playing, it'll keep him from getting bored and deciding that he's going to take over the ship. It's at least a thought that
Yeah,
I've had.
and I'm saying if we perfect it, we could do that with different vampires, gaining more information from them.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have a nice bargaining chip.
Yeah, and let's not kid ourselves. It would be incredibly profitable to be able to, if in hands of the right people. But that's a long ways off. That's all right. Yeah, I'm willing to keep working on this if you want to over the next. We have our willing participant here.
I would like to look into how our minds are doing.
Yep.
We know that this guy has possible mind altering abilities. I'd like to see where we are compared to our baselines.
Doesn't seem like anything has like he's done any kind of actions to your minds as far as you can scan at this point. Everything seems to be above board with his actions so far. It doesn't seem
Sweet.
like he's made any direct, and going over recordings and stuff like that, it doesn't seem like he's made any commanding, statements or anything that seems out of the norm that, um, yeah, nothing seems that you can detect at this point in time for sure. And he hasn't done anything weird or gone outside of the room at all.
How do you guys feel about mentioning pen text to him and seeing what his reaction is? Or is that going to be over the line?
Well, how much does he even know about what's going on Earth?
Ask him.
That would be the easiest way to find the answer to that question. But did he reference black spirals?
No, he referenced werewolves and said there was a tribe that sacrificed themselves in order to banish the
Who was
Souleater.
that?
Tycho would have told you it was the Croatan.
Croatan. Yeah, I suppose that's probably a pretty famous werewolf story.
Yeah, with the amount
Yeah.
of werewolf lore, definitely the base story of the Croatan.
Well, that's okay. All right. Then I don't even know where I was.
Actually, Tycho,
I
do you
just
want to
was
tell
wondering.
for those that don't know, do you want to tell the story of the Croatan?
Yeah, from like my my limited understanding of it out of game, and then kind of flavored with Technocracy. So at some point in the past in North America, there there are there were three tribes in the far north. There was the Wendigo. In South America, there was God, why can't I think of it? But in southern North America, there was the Croatan, and at some point, the this entity known as the Worm manifested through an alternate dimension, and very unscientifically, the Croatan had to sacrifice their entire tribe in order to destroy this thing. And it's more likely that it was only banished from planet Earth and sent back out into deep space. And I suppose theoretically that's kind of what this planet is, if this guy is right.
Wait,
Oh, the tribe from South America is Uktena.
so this guy believes that the planet we're going to, the origin of the disease that slips my mind right now,
Vicissitude.
vicissitude, and a node that covers altered Earth, and the worm itself. It is the worm itself.
It's supposed to be a part of the work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The way the
That,
werewolves would say it is it's a manifestation of the worm. And don't ask me how this works, but when I was running around with the werewolves, we could transport between planets, without going to space. It was like I tried to figure out how to do it technologically, and it's far beyond my understanding.
without going to space, huh?
Uh
That's
yeah,
wow.
they would have called it something like sympathetic magic. Like certain planets have certain similarities, and so you can you can walk between them. It's yeah, like I said,
Out there,
I
man.
can't explain it technologically.
Yeah, sounds out there.
Well, it's magic is just science we don't understand yet.
I'm a lot more nervous about this planet now.
Yeah.
I figure,
You weren't nervous about it before?
well, no, I just figured it was, there's planets of rock, planets of lava, although really that's just rock again. Actually, now that I think about it, there's not really anything but planets of rock, so having one that's made of flesh is a bit weird. I just assumed it was a different kind of, like these things are just out there.
Yeah, I mean, to put it kind of in a context that we have experience with, remember when we went to Mars and there was that kind of area that was habitable, and there were some of those reality deviant mages there?
I don't know if I was on that mission.
Oh, well, I'm sure you've read the mission report.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. I do remember
it's
the Mars mission, yeah.
it's kind of like that. For them, it's Mars, but it's not Mars, and I mean it the technocracy doesn't like it for a reason because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It's the first step is to not mind things not making sense.
Yeah, well, I got pretty used to it.
I suppose while you're out and about.
Yeah, I mean, I was never comfortable with it, but I got used to it.
It's either you accept it or go fucking.
Yeah, you just lose your mind.
I mean, there were points in my time there where that kind of thinking crept in, but the fact that I grew up in the construct, everything made more sense when I could put it into hypertech. I could never grasp the concepts that they were talking about until I put it in the context of hypertech.
What was the scariest shit that happened to you while you were out there? I assumed you had to see some weird shit.
Well, that one time in the cyber realm where we had to climb the spire, that was mind-bending, to say the least.
Mm.
But anyway, so yeah, we are going to a planet. This guy is likely thinking about it in a little bit of a different way.
Oh, that's fine.
But anyway, so the blood works. What were we talking about?
We're
The
talking about the worm and the sphere realm and all of that craziness. That's
Now that
also
I'm happy, I'm gonna go back to my lab and start making my pet because I totally forgot that's what I was gonna be doing.
yeah.
All right. So, do we want to maybe do another week of downtime here, where you guys want to work on some stuff here? So, I believe Phaedra, you wanna create a pet. Is that what you're looking to do?
Yeah.
So at Life 3 Prime 2, do believe that you'd be able to create a fully formed pet. What are you looking to create?
So I want to take a gecko and a chameleon.
A gecko and a chameleon?
Yeah, first I want to take those two genes, so I can make a gecko that has chameleon tendencies.
Like the
So it can
camouflage ability?
camouflage. Mm-hmm.
All right. Give me a. We'll go with a medicine plus intelligence check difficulty of 8.
Someone roll that for me.
Oh, I already got it up. 8. Oh no.
Oh no.
It wasn't a botch.
Oh, okay. So you can try again at difficulty of 9, or you can give it like a rest for a day. Try again later with a fresh difficulty of 8.
Do it again. How much willpower do I have?
All 5.
Okay, spend a willpower.
All right, difficulty 9. 1 willpower spent.
Difficulty 9. Submit.
0 successes because of the -1.
I guess I'm waiting a day.
All right, you can try again then at difficulty 8. Another willpower. You do get a willpower back for resting, so.
Yeah, so I'll spend the willpower.
All right. So I think that's technically 1.
1 success. It's all that you need. Now you can do the Arate roll difficulty of 6.
Roll it.
Here it comes.
There it is, the magic roll. Every time that he rolls the magic, it just goes crazy. So yeah, 4 successes. Yeah, I'll let you build a little special gecko chameleon thing.
Okay, so that's the first part.
Okay.
I want to splice or graft some. Yeah, let's do bat wing.
Okay. Go ahead and make a. I'll let you do just another Arte roll then. Difficulty of 6.
Sure, you don't want to go for mouths?
No. Because I'm going to come talk to you once it's finished and just.
It's 3 successes.
All right, solid. That's no problem. It has bat wings now. Can fly.
I want to enhance its intelligence too.
Okay. That will be another. Yeah, another Arte roll then. Just difficulty 6.
Some Island of Dr. Moreau shit.
Yeah, you can get it up to toddler intelligence basically.
That's good enough.
It's like a little dog.
Yeah. And then once I'm finished, I'm gonna go to Tycho and ask him to create a voice caller. I'm not grabbing mouse. I'm going the up route.
I can probably help with the hypertech, but
Maybe Robert can.
reading basic mind.
I've never experimented with trying to interpret language signals from other animals. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like.
Robert. I think Robert will have to do the magic. I can do some hypertech to help. I suppose I can roll a ret. I do have a mind of 1.
Yep, you can assist. Everybody with a mind of 1 can assist, but how are you going about creating this mind link between the device and the mind? What's your thinking here, Robert?
I think so. I've seen dogs be trained to use like pedal boards to communicate by forming basic sentences. It takes a lot of training, obviously, especially it's easier when they're young. But I'm curious if they're able to process and form those sentences using those boards, then they must process language in a similar way to humans. So I'm going to try to base it off of like the human language centers and see if I can close enough match it to try and at least get a basic prototype of trying to interpret just some basic words and stuff.
Okay.
Based on the scans.
And Tycho, what kind of device are you creating for this?
A collar with basic sensors that read nerve impulses in the brain.
Okay, cool. Let's have you, everybody that's participating, do an Arte roll. Difficulty of, we're going to do 5 for this.
Can I do a hypertech roll?
You can do a hypertech roll to lower the difficulty, yes.
Yeah.
Can I do intelligence mind to lower the difficulty?
You can do intelligence technology, difficulty of 8, and Tycho, yours would be difficulty 6.
All right, so I got 2 successes.
All right, so your difficulty goes down by 1.
So difficulty of 8?
Yep, difficulty of 8.
0 successes. All right, got that out of the system. So now it's Arte difficulty 5.
Nope, because you failed. So you're technically going to have to try again, or well, actually, I am allowing you because you don't have to do this roll. The failure just means that it doesn't change anything. So yeah, you can do the base roll. Yep.
I mean, otherwise I will roll that one again, but I really don't want to.
No, go ahead and do base. That's fine.
Oh wow, that was close.
Yeah, it still
One.
got it. All right, 5 successes altogether. Solid.
Way to carry that one, Tycho.
Yeah, Tycho's like, I got all the receptors
Hey, I'm up
do
to the
everything.
brain scans. You do everything else.
Oh, hey, scanning brains is easy, you know. Interpreting the signals, that's not my jam.
And really, you got a good enough scan so that it made it really easy for him to interpret those brain reaction or functions and chemical reactions and all the stuff that's going on and how the brain synapses work. And you guys have a working prototype. It's not, you know, he can say like 1 word or 2 words, but he's not saying sentences right now. But like,
Well, as long
help,
as you got the basic one.
hungry.
Yes, no.
I was
Yes,
going to say
no.
yes, no
Yes,
would
no.
be the 2 main ones.
Yep.
Oh, it doesn't understand language.
He understands language as about as well as a toddler does. So you can't do complex, like, tell, or did the guy go down the road, turn left, go down into the building and into the Domino's, get a pizza, come back, and the kid would be like, I have no idea what you're talking about right now. Did he get a
Hungry.
pizza?
Hungry.
Hungry.
Tired.
So you could explain, like, did that guy go get a pizza? And they'd be like, yes. But if you tried to be like, explain to me, how did he get there? He'd be like, no.
No.
Yeah, I think yes, no, and why.
Why? Well, he says that all the time. Why? He just looks at his bat wings and goes, why?
Because they're cool, damn it.
Why?
Yeah, those 3 impulses are easy to read.
But it is something that can definitely be developed as you guys go along. All right, so that I'll say that's been a good solid week of, testing and stuff like that. Phaedra kind of pulling you guys aside for a little bit, but you guys kind of get the rest of your week as well. So Tycho, what do you want to do for the next week?
Oh yeah. So you said that in my father's journal, there is drawings of the forks that were around the planet.
Yes.
And I wrote a note, and
I believe
blue cubes, interaction devices, power converters. I think that was referring to the technological aspect of the power transfer at the node side.
Yes. So basically you found inside of the journal the device that is implanted at the location of the node that's going to power the shield around Altered Earth. And so this device is like a blue energy cube that has, well, it's not like a cube made of energy. It's like a blue cube that's very technocratic, very has a bunch of different like buttons and stuff like that on different sides, and there's different ways of interacting with it and turning it on and turning it off, and
Okay.
attuning it to the node that it needs to be attuned to in order to transfer the energy.
Okay. In order to learn about this thing, I am going to start trying to construct one.
Construct one of the cubes.
Yes.
Okay. So
Mostly, the way that I'm thinking about this is I am trying to figure out what areas of knowledge, i.e. spheres, I need to go towards
Mhm.
in order to understand this whole thing.
Yep. Okay.
So basically, I'm thinking hypertech roles, and then just trying to figure out, like, okay, what level of sphere does this, so that I can try and figure out how to build one.
Yep. All right, give me a hypertech plus intelligence roll.
I'm going to go ahead and throw a willpower on that. Difficulty 6?
Difficulty 8, sorry, yep.
Yeah. So throwing a willpower on it. 3 successes.
Solid. So you kind of are able to bring up like a schematic and start like the base ideas of how to construct this thing based off of what your father has kind of detailed out for you, and it kind of makes sense, you know, and it's starting to kind of fall together for you. Give me another roll.
Still difficulty 8?
Yep.
All right, I'll do this one straight. 0.
Okay. So the next couple of days you're kind of like, I've got like the basics of it, but I'm just needing a little, you know, like a little bit more in order to kind of figure out exactly what I'm needing for the parts that my father kind of left out of the journal, because it wasn't completely finished with exactly how to build this device. It was more of like a musings rather than documented information on how to do it. So give me another hypertech difficulty of 8.
All right, spending a willpower on this one. 2.
Okay, and then give me an Arte roll difficulty of 3.
Nice.
All right, so 5 successes. All right, with 5 successes, I'm going to say that you know that Prime 5 is required, Correspondence 5 is required, and Dimensional Science 5. Or I'm sorry, Data 5 instead of Correspondence because it's Data. So it's Prime, or what? Primal Energy, I believe is what you guys call it. So Primal Energy 5, 5 in Data, and 5 in Dimensional Science in order to build this device.
Wowza. All right. In that case, I am probably going to buy Dimensional Science 3 for next session.
Nice. All right, so you kind of spend the week kind of getting that all kind of set up, and you help out Phaedra with her little experiment. Robert, what are you up to?
Well, I think I'm going to be going back and trying to take a look at anything that I have recorded about just, I don't know, I typically kind of have just that general scan going on myself and us when we're out, and just that whole adventure that is kind of blurry. Just trying to figure out what was going on there, and maybe, like, as weird as it sounds, meditate on the meditating.
Yep, no, totally understand that.
But to try and figure out exactly what I just went through type thing.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Go ahead and give me a meditation plus perception difficulty of 8. Awesome. And then give me a so 4 successes. And then go ahead and give me a Arte roll difficulty of 3.
Oh man.
At a
Arte difficulty of 4.
Yep. Oh, there you go. So you're able to kind of get yourself back into this kind of state that you were in before. It's similar, but now you're kind of more into you actually are in an out-of-body experience at this point. You're kind of seeing yourself, and you know that your mind has kind of detached from your body. But it really is just your mind that's kind of moving around at this point. And you're kind of seeing this kind of concept of reality looks a little bit different. You're almost more in like a dreamlike state, and you can kind of feel that the world around you is more malleable, and you're starting to see it from like a almost what you would see as like a reality deviant kind of way. But you're almost taking it further. You're taking to levels of marauderism in the state that you're in, where you're warping reality not just to your will, but you're not bending reality to your will. You're warping it to your will. And you don't even see normally what hyperscience is or anything that you do as even really even bending reality. It's more finding the laws of reality. And what you've kind of tapped into now is the bending of reality, the warping of reality, instead of just following the laws of reality.
Interesting. Okay. In that case, I think
Phaedra's not the scariest member of TG42 anymore.
would it make sense then to get a second sphere in correspondence?
Absolutely.
And that's 4 times current?
7 times.
7 times current.
Well, wait a minute. It depends. Is that your primary? Or mind is your
no.
primary? So
Mind
yeah,
is my primary. So
so
7?
7 times.
Ouch. Never mind then. In that case, I want to say I should just kind of, can I like bank that for basically that'll happen at end of session with the experience gained from this session?
Yeah, absolutely. Did I give experience out last session?
I think so.
I know I gave an arate. I think I gave experience too.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
Now, if I notated it or not, I'm pretty sure I got it.
And then yeah, definitely you can bank that for end of game experience and get it at the end of the game then.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. Just kind of learning to take that and push it out on things a little more outside of just within myself or like the things immediately there, I think makes sense to.
You also have some paths ahead of you that you can start going down magically if you wish as well. You've kind of opened up a gate for you to either start walking down a marauder's path if you wish, which I highly don't recommend. Which is
no, I did some reading in the last week, and that sounds scary as hell.
Right. So Marauder would probably not be the path that but you have it open, kind of at this point. The other one though is becoming more reality deviant and becoming more understanding of what opening your mind up to what mages are doing.
I have kind of an idea for that I might want to ask you about offline.
Okay.
Because I was kind of spinning around it today as I was thinking this, and now that you're kind of leading it there, I kind of want to bring it up to you and see if it's something I could do.
Yeah, we can talk about that offline, and but yeah, this is kind of that. I'm guessing this is the path that would open that up to you and your character.
Essentially, yeah, because I think it would fall very much in line with me starting to investigate why I'm suddenly starting to kind of be able to do these things.
Awesome. Sounds good. So I think that's a good path for your character, and yeah, so he kind of spends the week kind of going through this like experimental phase where you can, you're not really breaking anything or doing anything, not going into marauderism or anything, but you're kind of expanding your mind to and
poking at things a little bit, yeah.
And I imagine it's more because you are kind of this mind technocrat that you're kind of seeing what the power of the mind really is.
Yeah, like holy crap, this is actually capable of a lot more than I originally thought type thing.
Absolutely. Awesome. And then Malakai, what are you up to for the week?
This particular week? Probably chatting with the vampire, i.e., keeping an eye on him.
Becoming a vampire.
Interesting. Give me a charisma plus etiquette.
Okay. That is a good die roll for me.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's. I'm being facetious.
Oh, no. Wow, this will be interesting. Then.
It's not bad. Okay, I rolled bad.
Oh.
2 ones.
Difficulty would have been 6, so yeah. You didn't botch, but you failed. So the first day you kind of go in and you two, your chat is very quick and very, just, you okay? Yeah, good. Kind of leave. Keeping an eye on him. Give me another check for that. Difficulty of 6 still. This is the next day.
Okay. I only have 4 dice on the roll, but I do have etiquette. So
you'll also be able to do other stuff too. I just kind of want to get this out of the way real quick. This is like a special interaction since you're interacting with the vampire, which nobody else is doing for the week. So.
Yeah, I'd like to butter him up and learn all about him, but I obviously can't do that. Why is it? Please just let me roll.
Why does it hate me?
Roll it. Add a 6. Finally.
It's one.
Well, that's a success.
That's a success. Yeah, and I'll say that over the course of kind of meeting up with him and kind of talking to him, being short with him to a certain degree, things started like kind of opening up a little bit with him though after a while. And he kind of goes into a thing about, you guys are just talking about vicissitude and stuff. So he kind of goes into a little bit more about what he kind of knows about vicissitude. So from his understanding, vicissitude can infect anything that's living, dead, undead, and even infects plants and insects, but seldom does so, as it can only gain sentience from a sentient host, so it's always seeking out sentient creatures. This also kind of goes into the infecting the dead, unless the dead has been, there's some kind of effect on them. There's no sentience there anymore. However, there is a gray area of when you're dying or just freshly dead that they might be able to reanimate a host completely. The infection grows over time and can prevail. He also states that as far as he understands, there is absolutely no cure. It is impossible to remove the infection, as doing so would kill the host, which is why he came up with the concept of destroying the spiritual entity that exists in order to rid the other part of the sentience of the disease itself, and that he would hope that would eradicate the disease by destroying its source. The infection does grow over time and can prevail in as little as a day or as long as a millennium, but eventually all will succumb to the thing that is inside of it. Souleaters slowly weave their way into the mind, basically wrapping tentacles around the the victim's heart and brain, extending into the mouth and eye sockets, up into the skull of the host, attaching to the back of the host's eyes. The Souleaters gnaw away at rotting flesh inside of kindreds. And this is how they are able to reshape the bones and flesh at their will. Vicissitude gives great mastery over flesh and bone, but it also gives the ability to manifest the true form of a soul eater into these giant monstrous creatures made of flesh and bone that usually stand about 8 feet tall, if not greater.
Just out of curiosity, how big was the professor at the race? When he hulked
Phaedra
out?
and the professor are about 8 feet tall and sound very
Okay.
similar to what the hell this guy is talking about.
Okay, I'm making some connections.
Most soul eaters continue to use the appearance of the host, though some simply turn into big globs of flesh and ooze about. The Euthanatos believe that the soul leaders may be tied to these entities known as the Nephandi, these alien beings that wish to bring destruction upon the world, who live in the deep umbra. He also speaks of the worm that the Lupins believe in. They also believe that the Fomori are a form of vicissitude. The people that have been infected by the worm that become these creatures called Fomori.
We can't get rid of it, eh? I'm sure you tried in your time.
We've tried many times, that is for sure. But we have developed some tests that have worked, but only in those that have exhibited the abilities of vicissitude. It is still able to hide deep inside, and if they have only been freshly infected, or the infection has not grown to the point of displaying the abilities of vicissitude, we are unable to identify the disease.
Yeah, so you got to get to. How does it? You mentioned that they all drank each other's blood that one time. Is that the only? Is it transferred blood to blood, or how does that work?
It is a blood disease. Can only be transferred through direct blood contact.
Okay,
Like the ingestion of the blood.
Is that is that part important? Is that why it's seems to be more rampant in the vampire community?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds good. Secretly racking my brain to think if I've ever drank any of Phaedra's blood.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. Hopefully not recently.
No, I think you guys only took the pill.
You guys took
Yeah.
the more synthetic version. Phaedra's the only one that drank an actual vial of blood.
And that was when she hulked out that one time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. I'm trying to. Did he say anything about how he wants to kill it when we get there?
His plan is to arrive on the planet and to plant the scepter into the ground, and it will destroy the planet.
Yeah. He's got his realm kill. Yeah. Okay. All right. Unless if he wants to talk about his childhood or anything like that, where he came from, some of the shit he's done. That sounds good.
Yeah, I won't go into detail about it, but yeah, he'll kind of give you, you guys kind of become cordial with each other with the kind of talking about your own past and stuff like that, just to kick around the time.
Yeah, I have to respect the fact that he has done way more things possibly than I can even hope to. And there's a lot to be learned there. Although the whole time I'm keeping him at arm's distance, I'm not getting close to him. I also give a healthy respect, we'll say.
Nice.
To the fact that it is a vampire.
He does spend most of his time talking about his mortal life more than his vampiric life. He doesn't really talk about his vampiric life much, but he does love to talk about the old ways of Transylvania and whatever that area is called in the 1700s.
Oh, that's actually a lot of fun. I'm sure that it's probably has a lot more color in his memory than after he turned.
Oh yes.
Okay, cool. One thing I was going to bring up that he inspired, conversation inspired to Robert. Actually, to everybody, but Robert's the one who would be doing the work. So he keeps referencing a consciousness for the world and for vicissitude in general.
Yes.
How do you guys feel about the idea of trying to talk to it via
Terrified.
technology? Okay, well, we don't have to do it.
But curious.
Kind of have already been talking to it.
Well, I mean, like,
Also, just putting this out there, has anything we've learned or done over the past week or two led to anything that we should be doing with our currently incapacitated vampire?
Oh, that's a good point. You do have one that's pumped full of vicissitude.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is maybe I can try to find the spiritual the dimensional science connection between this this planet and the sleepy dude.
I feel quantum is a good word to use there. The quantum.
Yes.
There might be some sort
Yeah,
of
we have looked into that quantum entanglement of that before when we were thinking about trying to drink the vampire blood last time.
Yeah, but I feel like we didn't have
We definitely didn't have the understanding at that time.
Yes,
but
yeah, I feel like that would be the difference. Is that now we know quite a bit more. Although honestly, I don't know what we're gonna hope to like. We talk to it. What if it talks back? Like that would be the worst case.
So
well,
I don't think we should do it. I just was throwing it out there as an option.
here's what I have. Did I? You guys are aware that I drank that blood.
Yeah, no, we understand that.
Yep.
We've been talking about vicissitude this entire time. I think it's about time I came clean. When we showed up at that planet, before we met Mr. Scepter, I don't know his. What is his name?
Malakai.
Alucard. It spoke.
Like you could hear it say words.
Like it warned me not to get involved.
It communicated. It spoke. Oh, wow. Okay.
It told you not to talk to that guy?
Yeah. Which
probably means
I took as a good thing, because if it does not want me to talk to him, clearly I should.
Yeah.
But the converse part that's troubling is that means that it knew you were going to talk to him, or at least, like it had a sense.
It's aware. Yes. It's aware of its surroundings and what I was going to do.
Maybe
Okay.
we can interrupt the signal.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Let's get some
Robert,
double up.
what I need you to do is set me up a mental safe room, if you will, for my consciousness.
Well, you do have the things that prevent any influence. The mental devices.
Yeah.
True. But I'd rather have like a more personal one, in case we have a situation like that island, the planet, where your devices don't work.
Yeah, something inside your brain opposed to relying on.
Oh, interesting. I see what you're saying.
Something in wetware opposed to see, I want to say tech, but like that's kind of goes against everything that I understand.
Mm-hmm. I also need to start thinking of a body backup plan.
Also, of top importance is you're gonna have to
Hey.
figure out your name for your hulked
Quick
out
question.
form, because we're gonna probably have to kill it at some point.
It's
Don't you
insurance.
have a clone of yourself?
Not yet.
Oh.
Well, hopefully she doesn't turn into the hulked out form anymore. Because that was just a thing.
That was a thing.
Was a thing.
And if we're going to talk about naming things, we're going to have to name that thing that she made.
I already came up with a name.
What's its name?
Insurance.
Nice.
I'd have to think a little bit on being able to just block everything. But I think if you were willing to, me and you could definitely at least quickly work on like a type of kill switch, like a sleeper like command or something for if you start going all crazy and we gotta just like shut you down.
Is there a way where you might not be strong enough or we might not have the technology available yet to do it? I want to upload my consciousness to, I guess, like a computer.
Via mind bullets.
So I can just, if we do need to completely terminate me, I have a backup.
Let me look.
I'm feeling like we could, if we involve the digital web, it would be a lot easier to do that.
True.
But then you would also be there and not in a safe place, on the ship.
Could we just upload me to the ship?
I'm sure we could. I mean, like we might have to do some retrofitting, but I'm sure that we could. I'm sure we could requisition the right equipment.
Well, I'm sure there's some hypertech that does mind backups out there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm this close to learning that capability.
Yeah. There's also the question of how wide. Like if we start involving masters to help us, well, they're going to wonder what they're helping with. Might end up being a problem.
I feel like I could try really hard and probably come up with a decent imitation of you, but I don't know that I'm skilled enough to really copy your consciousness yet.
Well, don't worry. Every day before I go to bed, I've been keeping myself a log. So I already have most of me uploaded. I just need the failsafe.
One of these episodes, we're all going to wake up in a vat and have to, figure out our own deaths.
How did we die? What happened?
I'm a very paranoid individual.
I'm just
and I
looking
care
forward.
about all of you.
Oh, wait. Do I remember right that I get some kind of bonus when I'm in my lab thing?
Yeah, I believe you get a mind +1.
Oh shit, I forgot about my bonuses.
Well, that puts me a lot closer to possible.
Yeah, I'd have to double check on.
But I think I'm still coming up one short. I really think that's a mind 5 thing.
I do believe that is a mind 5.
I can't make a true clone of myself, but I could probably grow a fetus.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I could do a decent imitation of you, but I don't think it would be you.
I can get my full consciousness. I just won't be my age.
What if we don't need to create a consciousness, but we just need to move
Transfer.
it?
That's much more.
Does that make it? Does that maybe drop it down to at least something that's?
Yeah,
Not from what I was reading, but if
really?
Josh is for it, I'm in.
I would think that. Well,
I think the problem is we could maybe transfer one of our consciousnesses into something else, but it wouldn't, like, if we get destroyed somewhere, it can't be a remote transfer at the time of death. And we can't duplicate it yet.
Here's what I have to say, because out of game, in my book, I do have that ability. My problem is I don't have the ability to make the clones yet.
Because I'm looking at duplicating yourself in. How do you do that? Is what I'm basing it off of.
Yeah,
I can take my consciousness and put it into a clone.
Well, which book are you looking at, Phaedra?
The Progenitor.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Because the Progenitor has specific...
okay.
I have that ability.
Yep, there's specific routes that they've designed.
So you're really close to being able to just do that then?
Yeah. My problem is I do not have the ability to make clones.
What is the clone level required?
I believe it was, I don't have the book with me right now, but I think it was Life 4. And
yeah, it makes sense.
Correspondence. That's why I went with correspondence first.
Okay.
I'm almost there.
I wonder if we could get go to the progenitor department and get a clone on.
No, I do not want anyone other than myself knowing who I am. Because once you get the schematic of someone else, you can start making them.
I gotcha. Yeah,
You're like, I don't want the progenitors to know my shit.
That feels right. That feels right.
Or else there's going to be 100 Phaedras running around. Oh no, that would be terrifying.
There can be only one. Turns into Highlander.
All right. Well, I think this is a good kind of drop-off point here for us to kind of do a little bit more research into some things. You guys kind of have, some database information that you guys can look up on some of this stuff. Phaedra's trying to figure out what's going on with her vicissitude that's consuming her at this point. And I think at this point we'll kind of call it right here. I'm going to give everybody, I think it's a really, really good, very roleplay heavy game. This is awesome. So I'm going to give everybody 5 experience points. And next week we'll start up and you'll have 1 more week before arriving at the planet of flesh and bone.
Yay.
Ooh, I am getting very close to some very cool stuff.
Yeah, you guys are progressing along quite nicely. So I just updated all of you guys' character sheets in Twitch here because your character sheet's listed on Twitch. And
cool.
yeah, you guys are looking really nice. And so you're all almost masters. Everybody's level 4 Arate except for Malakai, who's at level 5. So Malakai, you're actually a master mage at this point. I mean, according to Mage the Ascension. You still haven't got the sphere of 5 yet, which would be the one thing that you're missing. So once you get that, then you'll be fully honored as basically, we'll have to take a look more into what the Technocracy calls it, but basically you'll be at the rank of master.
Well, that'll probably happen with Prime, but I have a feeling it's a long way out.
It's gonna be a little bit. Prime 5 is a lot of fucking experience.
Yeah, my spheres are really empty. I put it all into a ret. I have a total of 7 dots in
Yeah.
all of the spheres combined.
I'm only at 9.
Oh, that's okay.
Most of mine are 1s.
Yeah.
What is the cost for a sphere? I will ask this every time.
I believe it's 5 times what you're buying for your primary one, and then 7 times what you're buying for. It's either 7 or 8 for the.
Oh wow! So
I thought it was 8 and 7.
I'm almost 100% sure it's 5 times what you're buying for your primary. So if it's like Prime or.
are we going out of the Mage 20 book on that?
Yeah, Mage 20 book on this one.
Let's look it up because I think it's somewhere in the middle actually.
Yes, sir. Experience. Echo. Experience.
Okay.
Character creation here. Why is this so hard to find? Oh, freaking experience chart. I have I have my DM screen back at home, and that has it freaking really easily available for me. It memorized what page it is on. Where the heck is this? I feel like the index should have been able to turn these.
Yeah, I know I've got this PDF in like 4 different books, but I never find it when I need it.
I just tried to Google it, and they told me what experience is, and I'm like, yes, I am aware of what experience is in the game. I don't, but there was no link to. Okay, so this definitely website doesn't seem like it's trustworthy at all. Oh, this is for a game. This is for Hunter.
I mean, this looks right to me. Mage XP 10 for the new dot in a sphere.
Yep.
For a new sphere, and then 8 times new for non-specialty sphere, and then 7 times new for your tradition sphere.
That doesn't sound right.
That feels right to me.
What's a ret cost in that? What does it list a ret as?
8 times new.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds right. I'm gonna find this page. Too far away from it. Here we go. Freaking A. Okay. Wow, I can't believe I can't find this chart here. Okay, so I found the combat charts now. That's great. Search what I'm looking for. Tonic. Where did you find that, Mike? That just
I did M20 experience cost spheres on Google, and it was on a website. And my other computer is still trying to search for that Mage 20 PDF that I know is in there somewhere.
Failures, willpower.
Okay. On another website, it's the same as what I said before.
Oh, maybe that is right then. Maybe I'm off on the times 5 for the.
Yeah, I thought it was 8 and 7.
I'm really surprised that they don't have anything that just says, okay, experience. This is the chart here, and you'll.
Well, it's usually in the character creation section.
Character creation, game systems, index rules, witchcraft.
It's like leveling up usually.
Well, yeah, usually you can just look in the back and look for experience, and then you can find exactly where. But it goes essence, environmental hazards. They skip experience somehow. Let's see how they would do that with their index. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever why you would skip experience as being one of the most important words. Because it's not, they don't call it leveling up. Rules and character creation. Let's see, 239. Here we go. Character creation section. Experience points cost. Yep, you're right, 100%. Yep. New ability is 3. New sphere 10. Affinity sphere, the one that you're good with, is times 7. Other sphere is times 8. Arete is times 8. Attribute is times 4. Ability is times 2. Background times 3. Willpower is 1.
All right. Well, I am buying my third dot in dimensional science then.
All right, cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it on up here, and we will be back next week.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
Later, everybody.